I always thought, you know, there'll be some disaster in our life, because having grown up in the Cold War period, we thought one day you're going to have to be self-sufficient, there's going to be some disaster, but I never imagined that it'd actually be a virus that shut the whole world down, and it has. And what we've found through the Greater Whitsunday Food Network now is people are all of a sudden woken up to the fact that you can buy fresh, locally grown food. It's not only hasn't travelled thousands of kilometres before you eat it, but it's fresh, delicious and nutritious. When we first came here, it was only bananas. That was all that was here. There was probably 2 or 3 hectares, I suppose, and over the next couple of years we probably expanded to anywhere around 8 or 9 hectares. The first thing we established was this house orchard. It seems pretty dumb to live in the country and not be able to feed yourself. So our kids not only had a atmospherically healthy climate to grow up in, they had healthy foods as well. When we first married, we lived in Moranbah. My wife was a graduate teacher and I worked at the mines in the laboratory. And all our 4 children were born in Moranbah. And when our youngest was 2, we thought, well, we wanted a bit of a life change. And we always used to go fishing down at St Helens and look back up at these mountains, and we thought somewhere up in that valley somewhere there's got to be a nice spot. That was 1989, and I might add though, we didn't buy it because it was a banana farm, we bought it because of the position where it was. You know, where else in Australia can you have the cleanest water right at your doorstep? We were conventional farmers for probably the first 10 or 12 years we were here, and we built our productivity up considerably during that period, and probably worked our kids too hard because they all went off and got degrees all over the place and refused to come and work on the farm anymore. But I'm pleased with that because they're all, you know, contributing citizens now. So round about the late 90s, early 2000s, I suppose, one problem we have here, bananas lose their bright yellow colour in winter. Once the temperature drops below 12 degrees C, they go a dull colour. And in the market, any excuse the retailers have to knock the price down, they'll use. You know, we had good production during the winter, but we were having trouble competing with the stuff that's grown up north because it maintains its bright colour. So to give ourselves a difference, we decided to go organic. It's a whole different lifestyle. It's a different mindset. We weren't nearly as profitable initially, but ethically, I felt better about it. The banana industry uses some fairly toxic chemicals. It's not a lot different to the cane industry in that respect. And things like this macadamia here beside me never fruited until we stopped spraying herbicides round underneath them. But I realise that not every farmer can do what we've done. We've gone from being mainstream, high input chemical farmers completely the other way now. You need a carbon source, you need a mineral source, and you need a nitrogen source, but an innocuous one. So your carbon source, in my case, is just what I slash up and down the rows, throws that carbon that I've got for free from the atmosphere back under the trees. My nitrogen source is predominantly a fish hydrosylate that we make ourselves. And then your mineral source is mainly, once again, a ferment we make just using sea kelp. Anything that comes from the sea is the only brew that you're going to get that has got all the trace elements. It's got every element virtually on the periodic chart. If you look after your soils, you look after your personal health. People who have been associated with us over the 30 years we've been here comment on the fact that how much better our fruit tastes now than it did when we first came here. I can't see anything better than being able to grow nutrient-dense, vitamin-rich food for yourself and the community.